You are listening to In Conversation with Jennie and Mark.
Well, hello and welcome to In Conversation with Jennie and Mark. I am the Reverend Mark Adams from St Margaret's Church, Barking.
And I am the Reverend Jennie Adams from Holy Trinity, Prince Consort Road, South Kensington.
Hello and welcome to In
everyone.
Conversation with Jennie and Mark. I am the Reverend Mark Adams.
I think we should get straight on with it. So we're going to look.
Straight
and
on
I
with
am
it.
the Reverend
No
Jennie
messing
Adams
about today.
from Holy Trinity, Prince Consort Road, South
Get into
Kensington.
the passage, see
Welcome,
what we might
everyone.
want to say about it. So it's the passage for this
I think we should get straight on with it. So we're going to look.
Straight on with it.
No
messing about today.
Absolutely.
Get into the passage. Okay, so we might want to say about
Luke
it.
13, 10 to 17. Are you going to read it for us?
I'm going to read it for us.
Sunday after Trinity.
Now Jesus was teaching in one of the synagogues on the Sabbath.
Luke 13,
and just then there
10 to
appeared a woman
17.
with a spirit
Are you
that
going
had
to read
crippled
it
her for
for us?
18 years. I am going to read it for us. She was bent over and was quite unable to stand up straight. Now Jesus was teaching in one of the synagogues on the Sabbath and said, "Woman, and just then there appeared a woman with a spirit that had crippled her for 18 years. When he laid his hands on her, immediately she stood up straight and began quite unable to stand up straight. But the leader of the synagogue, indignant because Jesus had cured on the Sabbath, kept saying to the crowd, free from your ailment. There are 6 days on which work ought to be done. Come on those days and be cured, and not on the Sabbath day." And began praising God. But the Lord answered him. The leader of the synagogue, indignant because does not each of you on the Sabbath untie his ox or his donkey from the manger? There are 6 days on which work lead it away. Come on those days and be cured, and not on the Sabbath day. Not this woman, a daughter of Abraham, the Lord Satan bound for 18 long years, be set free from this bondage. Does not each of you on the Sabbath untie his ox or his donkey from the manger? All his opponents were put to shame away and give the entire crowd was rejoicing. Not this woman, a daughter of Abraham, whom Satan bound for 18 long years, be set free from this bondage on the Sabbath day.
Okay.
When he had said this, all his opponents were put to shame. And the entire crowd was rejoicing at all the wonderful things he was doing.
Where would you like to start? Okay.
Bit of division here, isn't there? Thinking last week about Jesus saying, "I've come to bring division." Okay. Bit of division going on here. But where I'd like to start,
where would you like to start?
Is that I'm with the synagogue leader. Bit of division here, isn't there?
Week?
Thinking last week about Jesus saying, "I've come to bring division." Bit of division going on here. 6 days. But where I'd like to start, 6 days. That little aside is that I'm with the synagogue leader. Quite clear in the Bible that you're not supposed to do any work. Quite right. No any debate about it. 6 days. You've got to do this. Mark what 6 days. And that day, this isn't the day. Set yourself quite clear. Quite clear in the Bible that synagogue leader not supposed to do any work on the Sabbath. No any debate about it. Doing this. Big distinguishing marker.
I mean, you're absolutely right.
And that day,
I hate to be one of those people that kind of goes, "Oh, it was so much better in the olden days."
Quite right.
But it was much better when shops didn't open on a Sunday. I mean, you're absolutely right. Sunday trading. I hate to be one of those people that kind of goes, "Oh, it was so much better in the olden days." Synagogue leader. But it was much better.
Oh, well, that's fine then. We're sorted. Everybody, Jesus is right. Synagogue leader's right.
And nothing happened.
Do something with that for your preaching on Sunday.
Do you know what? I genuinely thought I'd always look back.
Do you know what? Oh, well, that's fine then.
And then we went to
Everybody,
New Zealand,
Jesus
but everything shuts at 5 o'clock and nothing happens.
Do something with that for your preaching on Sunday.
It's better, really, isn't it? Do you know what? I genuinely thought I'd always looked back with rose-tinted glasses.
So
and then we went to New Zealand, but everything shuts at 5 o'clock and nothing happens on a Sunday.
It wasn't quite where I was going with that, but anyway, that's fine. I was kind of hoping you might pick back on me a little bit.
Okay. So it's all his fault that
just the start of the slippery slope then towards us all going shopping on Sunday? Is that what you said? But maybe wasn't quite where I was going with that. But anyway, that's fine. I was kind of hoping you might pick back on me a little bit.
We wouldn't have to work at Waitrose on a Sunday. It's all his fault that Tesco is open.
Okay, push back on me a little bit, but maybe you're right. I don't know Christians, so we kind of need to think that Jesus might have a point here.
We wouldn't have to work at Waitrose on a Sunday.
But I'm just sort of suggesting that synagogue leader is kind of the book on his side. That Jesus might have a point here. Be doing any but I'm just sort of suggesting that
upon this
synagogue leader has got the book on his side.
With the woman. Both of being bound by certain things. So the bit I've read up on this, has connected. The actual thing I read said it was freedom from bondage, but I don't really want to go down that route. So they're both being bound.
I'm not going to say anything at this point. Move on.
I mean. The actual thing I read said it was freedom from bondage, but I don't really want to go down that route. So they're both being bound by different preaching. I would start with what it would be like to be bent over for 18 years. And 18 years is a long time. If I were preaching, and we watched this week because we're away. If I were preaching, I would start with what it would be like. I thought of a bit of an in if I was going to preach, and that is 18 we all look at our phones, and I can feel it myself that we're kind of got a lump on the back, and you have to kind of stretch it out. I thought of a bit of an in if I was going to preach, and that is bending ourselves over. We all look at our phones, and
it is interesting, isn't it, the idea that basically all she's seen for 18 years is her feet.
Lump on the back, and you have to kind of stretch it out.
If you can't look up, if you can't,
bit by bit, we're bending ourselves over.
That's pretty depressing, isn't it? That is all you're seeing. It is interesting, isn't it? The idea that basically all she's seen for 18 years is her feet.
Practically, trying to
you can't look up, if you can't, if you, I mean, that's pretty depressing, isn't it? That is all you're seeing is your feet.
It's pretty miserable, isn't it? So, in 18 years, as I say, what was happening? What was the year 18 years ago?
So it was 2007.
It's pretty miserable, isn't it?
St John's Mount.
In 18 years, as I say, what was happening? What was the year 18 years ago?
So it was 2007.
Before smartphones? Certainly before smartphones.
Definitely before smartphones.
We're actually on those flip phones.
Yeah, I had a flip phone. I did.
Motorola flip phones, yeah. So before smartphones? Certainly before
smartphones. Definitely before smartphones,
yeah. We're actually on those flip phones.
Yeah, I had a flip phone. I did.
Motorola flip phones, yeah. I think.
Okay, so you bought your house. So since then, all you've been able to see is your feet shuffling along.
I know, it's a long time, isn't it?
Interestingly, I think the thing I picked up is that I
bought my house.
Is that because so you bought your house? The synagogue leader. Since then, all you've been able to see is your feet. In a minute with my shuffling along.
No, it's a long time.
The synagogue leader berates the crowd. Interestingly, I think the thing I picked up is that. But actually, this woman gives no sign that she's the synagogue leader. We'll come back to it in a minute. I haven't finished with my.
I was going to pick up on that.
The synagogue leader berates the crowd. What are you doing here? Why haven't you come for healing? Actually, this woman gives along to the synagogue, looking at her feet. She doesn't approach Jesus.
And he spotted her and called her. I was going to pick up on that. Yes, I noticed.
And just imagine that. Just imagine if all you've seen for 18 years is your feet, looking at her feet. And suddenly you can look up and you can see the world. You can see the trees. You can see the sun. And just imagine that. Just imagine if all you've seen for 18 years is your feet. It is a great. You can look up and you can see.
Before we get to the standing up bit, I have a question for you.
Okay. You can see the sky.
Okay. Do you think she always went to the synagogue?
It is a great.
Because
it is a great picture.
I wasn't the before we get to the standing up bit, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Were considered to be. Do you think she always went to the synagogue? Caused by sin? In fact, we're going to get to that as well. I was under the impression that long-term illnesses like that were considered to be. Or do you feel that there were some illnesses were caused by sin? In fact,
why would she not have been going to the synagogue every week?
And more generally, well, I just felt that she's a little bit. Was she likely to be the outcast of her community? That there was some, or is it just something that they accepted happened? They just knew it was.
Why would she not have been going to the synagogue every week? I mean, it's interesting, isn't it, that Jesus sort of definitely seems to be bound by the Satan, as you might say.
The outcast of her community. Yeah, I mean that's an awkward bit as well, but they accepted happened, and she was at the synagogue every week.
But I guess I'm coming back. I mean, it's interesting. I don't know. I don't know what the relevance of bound by the Satan make a difference. Whether she was there every week.
Yeah, I mean that's an awkward bit as well. But did she go simply because she'd heard?
But I guess I'm coming back to. I don't know the. I don't know. Well, there's no sense in the text that she's. What does it make a difference whether she was there every week or not? Just then, there appeared a woman with a spirit who was crippled for 18 years. She was bent over. So I mean, maybe she'd heard of Jesus. Well, there's no sense in the text that maybe she had an expectation that he might do something for her, but that doesn't say that. Just then, there appeared. I mean, you could contrast that with the woman for 18 years. She was bent over. So I mean, couldn't you? Where there's clearly maybe she'd heard of Jesus. Maybe first it's clear sense that she might do something for her, but that doesn't say that. I mean, you could contrast that with the woman. Luke doesn't give us that sense here, where there's clearly a sense that she's a sponsor. Well, first, it's clearly a sense that she's an outcast, and then second, there's also a sense that she's definitely seeking Jesus out. So Luke doesn't give us that sense here, does he? Just that she's there, and Jesus spots her. It is amazing, that, isn't it? Why does Jesus pick some people out?
Talks about she's free from her infirmity, free from the spirit, basically.
You will never know.
Why are some healed?
It is amazing, that, isn't it?
To this day, we will never know that.
Jesus pick some people out, and yet that seems to be part of the way Jesus operates? Why does he choose her out? We don't know. We'll never know. We're not
Why
told,
are some healed and some not? To this day, we will never know that, will we?
I think it's a good question. I think it's a good question to part of the way Jesus operates. I think what's interesting actually is if you hold that question, it doesn't invalidate the fact that he's healed her.
That's a question.
No, not at all. I think it's a good question. I think it's a good question that the crowd actually have that he's healed this woman. I think what's interesting actually is if you hold that question, it doesn't invalidate the fact that he's healed all these other people over here. I mean, because there's other. It doesn't invalidate the fact. It doesn't take anything away from the rejoicing that the crowd actually have that he's healed this woman. He goes and they don't turn up. It's full of people looking to be healed. And why didn't you do all these other people over here? I mean, because even in Jesus' day, that's part of the mystery of goes to the pool of Siloam, isn't it? And he. The way God operates, and where it's full of people looking to be healed, and he picks one. And I suppose that's just actually, even in Jesus' day, that's part of the mystery of that, because we're doing this one of God. But
absolutely.
The way God operates,
Okay, but she stands up. The pool is a whole different story, and I think there's a lot to be said about that.
Into that, because we're doing this one today. But
so what is it that holds us down? And what is it that makes us stand? But she stands up. Stands tall, really, and I think there's a lot to be said.
Yeah, actually, there's a huge amount to be said about that. That Jesus releases this woman.
So, what is it that holds us down?
From just looking at her feet, so that she can see the world, so that she can see the trees and the sky and the sun and the. Actually, there's a huge amount to be said about that. That Jesus releases. Look at other people in the eye. Look at other people face to face on a level, looking at her feet, so that she can see the world. So that amazing picture of the sky and the sun and the. Other people.
So we rejoice in that.
Enter our synagogue in the eye. Look at other people face to face on a level.
Hang on. I know you're definitely
just an amazing picture, I suppose, isn't it? Really.
Okay, but I'm just thinking.
So we rejoice in all of that.
For us,
enter our synagogue leader.
It is a great story.
Let's have a look at it.
Hang on. I know you're definitely also messages for us within it. Okay, but I'm just thinking one of those. What would that look like for us? I mean, it's a great story. It is a great story. Down, but. What would it also look like for Jesus?
To be fair, feeling
so it's one of those
feeling down or feeling.
What would that look like for us? What is it that keeps us?
That could be
down.
4 seasons in one day kind of thing. I mean, I can feel down in the morning and better in the afternoon. To be fair, feeling, you can feel way down by things, and then on feeling, as it almost can feel better from them, can't you? Or you can, that can be. 4 seasons in one day kind of thing. I mean, I can feel down in the morning and better in the afternoon. Really. You can feel way down by things. I mean, what things do you can feel better from down? What things keep us bound? I mean, it's interesting, isn't it, when we reflect on what Jesus is teaching over the last few weeks about money and possessions and stuff. And we think these things are going to free us, but actually keep us down. What things keep us bound? I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? Because when we reflect on what Jesus is teaching over the last few weeks about money and possessions.
That's true.
And stuff.
Okay. Let's do it. Let's move on to the synagogue leader and his rules.
There seems to need to be some sort of balance. You're well known for loving rules. I know that. I mean, I'm the one who likes rules, really, which is why I'm with the synagogue leader.
Okay. I mean, let's do it. Let's move on to the synagogue leader and his rules.
He has got the book. Yeah, you're well known for loving rules. I know that. I mean, I'm the one who likes rules, which is why I'm with the synagogue leader. He's trying to do his best. I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? Because he's. He is. They've got the book on his side. Why do they want to follow the rules? Because they believe the rules will bring them close to God.
He's following the rules.
It's been quite clear. He's trying to do his best. Sabbath day, keep it holy. He's for worship. But he's.
Why make the rules?
They want to follow them. Why do they want to follow the rules? Because they believe the rules will bring them close to God. So what does it say to us? You honour the Sabbath day, keep it holy. What does it say about Jesus' response then? What is Jesus saying in his response here? Saying the rules don't matter? Do you say you can just all go? What does it say to us?
People are more important.
So what does it say about Jesus' response then? What is Jesus saying in his response here?
So the rules were there.
Do you say you can just all go?
I would say that people are more important. And the rules shouldn't be another way to bound you.
Not just were there.
Should it? So the rules were there for good living.
Well, you're the one who wants to make sure we all don't have Sunday trading.
Arguably, they were there, and they're still there. Arguably, yes.
I mean, okay, so he's following the rules. Well, you're the one who wants to make sure we all don't have Sunday trading, and
they were there, and they're still there, living as a community, a healthy community, and a healthy. I mean,
okay, so he's following the rules.
But they shouldn't be there to be bound. They shouldn't be there to keep.
So what's the heart of what you think Jesus' argument here? That basically the synagogue leader is so bound by the rules that he can't see the effect it's having on.
But they shouldn't be there to be bound
on the people.
Yeah, what's
the story here? So what's the heart of what you think Jesus' argument here? That basically the synagogue leader is so bound by the rules that he can't see the effect it's having on. On the people. What's the story here? So do the rules not matter?
Can't even see God in front of him, really. So bound by keeping the rules. Can't see him in front of him. As long as they don't block.
So do the rules not matter then?
Don't block your spiritual vision. No, the rules do matter.
So the woman's bound when she comes in and is free when she comes out. And
as long as they don't block your vision.
And still bound when he goes out.
Don't block your spiritual vision.
So the woman's bound when she comes in.
Do we actually know what happens to the synagogue leader?
And the synagogue leader is bound. No, not really, other than that he's probably still bound. All the crowd are rejoicing. Is that what we're saying?
When he said this, all his opponents were humiliated, but the people were. Do we actually know what happens to the synagogue leader?
No, not really, other than that.
Is that what it says in your
crowd are rejoicing?
That's not a great thing, is it? When he said this, all his opponents were humiliated, but the people were delighted with all the wonderful.
Well, we could go with the message, which says, when he put it that way,
is that what it says in your?
His critics were left looking quite silly and red-faced.
They really want people to be.
The congregation was delighted and cheered him on. Well, we could go with the message,
silly and red-faced.
When he put it that way, when Jesus put it that way, his critics were left looking quite silly and red-faced. The congregation was delighted and cheered him on. Coming back to our thing about the rules, then.
I feel that silly and red-faced.
So how does that leave us? Where does that leave us? Because the rule. Once I mean, we might not always. But coming back to our thing about the rules, then. But so how does that leave us? Where does that leave us? Certain comfort to it, even if sometimes because the rule. Once I mean, we might not always, as Jesus sort of thrown the always keep the rules.
Which rules are we talking
about?
Living
in the Sabbath has a certain why even if sometimes so Jesus basically says to the synagogue leader, doesn't he? You're going on tie your Jesus, which is all about being bound and tied as well, isn't it? So we've got all this sort of symbolism going through this. Keeping the going on tie your donkey. Why? So Jesus is basically says to the synagogue leader, doesn't he? You're going on tie your donkey, which is all about being bound and tied as well, isn't it? So we've got all this sort of symbolism running through this.
Yeah, okay.
Going on tie your donkey. So why is it okay? But you won't. Why is the synagogue leader daughter of Abraham unbound? I think that's the honest. Who's really? I mean, it sounds trivial, but I think that's really what you've got to kind of reflect on. Why is it okay? In this passage? Because on one level, leader wrong. He's right. I think that's the honest.
Well, the synagogue leader is wrong.
I mean, it sounds trivial, but I think that's really what you've got to kind of reflect on in this passage. Because on one level,
so it's okay
he's right.
for. Pardon? Well, the synagogue leader is wrong because it needs water and it needs food. He will, but he doesn't think it's okay to untie or unbind. So it's okay for another person
because it needs water and it needs food and.
I would say that's fairly obvious food, isn't it? But he doesn't think it's more important okay to untie or unbind.
So
another person. I mean,
okay.
I would say that's fairly obvious.
It's still seen as a transgression of the rules.
Why is a donkey more important than a person?
So is the synagogue interpreting the rule too tightly? What's the story? Okay, but it's still seen as a transgression.
Well, he's also already breaking the rules himself.
So is the synagogue interpreting the rule too tightly?
If he's untying his donkey, even if it's to get some water, then he's already breaking. Well, he's also already breaking the rules himself. And therefore,
so where does that leave us then? As we kind of
donkey, even if it's to get some water.
We've got this amazing. We have got this amazing miracle story of this woman released, haven't we? And all that we've talked about, and the beautiful picture and beauty of that. So where does that leave us then? As we curmudgeonly synagogue leader, who's we've got this amazing. We have got this amazing. He's trying to do what he thinks is right, released, haven't we? And all that we've talked about, and the
well, does it not leave us with like so the rules are there for our benefit, to be bound by them.
Who's trying to do, he's trying to do what he thinks is right.
So does it not leave us with rules are you talking about? Are there for our benefit. So in churches we have all sorts of is not for our benefit, is it? That's creating more stress. So I guess let's go for back to which rules are you talking about? Let's go for candle lighting of which order. Okay, there's an order to light your unwritten rules of what should happen, and I like them lit in that order. Let's go for candle lighting. It's not the end of the world if somebody goes for candle lighting of which order. Okay, there's an order to light your candles. But
but this isn't
and
a
I
rule.
like them lit in that order.
This isn't a rule about candle
But it's
lighting.
not the
This is
end
a
of the world.
foundational.
If
This is one of
somebody
the
has
10
volunteered
commandments.
to
It's
light
there.
candles,
It's about like saying
volunteered to do something.
you should not lie or you should not murder or you should.
But
this isn't a rule.
This
isn't a rule about candle lighting, is it? This is a foundational. This is one of the 10 commandments. It's there. It's about like saying.
Do we keep the Sabbath?
You should not lie or you should not murder. Or I seek to. I'm not your neighbour's probably very good at keeping the Sabbath in terms of. So when I was a kid, right, we were allowed to watch TV, and my dad listens to this. Like, Dad, I know. I seek to. I'm not. That was sort of keeping the Sabbath in terms of. So when I was a kid, anyways, that has inculcated in me. If I can use that word. I try not to. Dad, I know. What I'd call. I don't do regular work. I don't know that was wrong, really. I mean, I think in many ways that has inculcated in me, if I can use that. And I like to watch the Grand Prix. I try not to do, which is kind of, I don't like to go up and do my emails. I don't do regular work on a Sunday. I think for me that becomes a bit of a. So obviously we do church. Becomes a bit of a thing. So yeah, I like to watch the Grand Prix. We usually spend some time together. I don't like to go up and do my emails much. So yeah, I mean to that extent, I think for me that becomes a bit of a. I will go shopping on a Sunday. I don't. So yeah, I think. We usually spend some time together, don't we? We have a meal, or So yeah, I mean to that extent, but that's I can't say. But here, I suppose I will go shopping on a Sunday. Is being, if I need to. It's really what you said. I think about seeing people. You've got to see people within the. But here, I suppose it's this woman is being. I mean, Jesus famously says all the time, the Sabbath is made. It's really what you said. I think about seeing people. So. And I think you've got to see people within the context of the rules.
The Sabbath.
I mean, Jesus famously says all the time, the Sabbath is made.
Which way around is it?
People, not people for the Sabbath. And I think, and actually, that is a great. Of course, there will be other rules that the church holds dear. Was made for people. People. Yeah, Jesus puts people first, well, not people for the Sabbath. So they're being bound by it. Of course, there will be other rules that the church holds dear. And you can go into all sorts of things. Jesus puts people into Paul's first and stuff, don't you? But they're because we live by grace. He is not bound by the law, and that's probably an interesting place to finish. Off you go into all sorts of things. Well, I was trying to finish on the Sabbath is made for people, not people who make the Sabbath. But you just because we live by grace. You just carried on. I did. And that's probably an interesting place. Thank you for listening, everybody. Hope that's helpful. Well, I was trying to finish on the Sabbath is made for people, not people who make the Sabbath. But you just carried on.
Thank you for listening to In Conversation with Jennie and Mark.
Thank you for listening, everybody.
Please subscribe for more episodes on all the usual podcast platforms.
Thank you. See you soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.